Hi, welcome to the Restaurant Show. I'm Justin Riley, and I hope you stick around today because we've got a terrific show with some fantastic local food. We'll be joined by our friend Matt from Granite City Food and Brewery. He's going to talk to us, or demonstrate, I should say, his chicken and asparagus linguine. It'll be a dish to die for. We'll also be talking with Upland Hills Health. They're going to talk to us about some really great healthy alternatives for side dishes for this Thanksgiving. And of course, our friend Angela from New Glarus Bakery is going to join us, and we're going to be rolling in the Stollen. It's all coming up right here on the Restaurant Show, where we stop by the best restaurants in town so you can skip the rest and enjoy the best. We'll tell you where to eat on the Restaurant Show. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. Believe it or not, it's already time to start planning for the holidays. And here to talk a little bit more about that is Angela Neff from New Glarus Bakery. Angela, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am great. And today, as I understand, we are rolling in Stollen.
We are rolling in Stollen.
So talk to us a little bit about your holiday Stollen, because that's coming up real soon.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have that ready pretty soon. And talk a little bit about how it's made and what it is.
Okay. It's a traditional German loaf, technically served at Christmas.
Okay.
It's made by hand throughout the centuries.
Okay.
There's been varieties starting all the way back where they used oats to begin with, and through the years it has kind of morphed into its own kind of loaf. Some people make it with candied fruit, and instead of like the powdered sugar on top, they use like a glaze.
Okay.
Or what we use is our concoction of rum-soaked raisins. Concoction, yes. And we have all of our almonds come directly from the growers in California.
Wow, all right.
And all of our spices are from Dresden, Germany.
Wow.
So,
no kidding.
yeah.
This is about as authentic as you can get here in the States.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we also use the marzipan lugs, and marzipan is in the dough as well as the log, and not everybody uses marzipan in theirs either. So it's different, and the spices vary too between recipe.
There's no real one way to make it. There's different ways that I'm sure that around Germany you can find in different parts, depending on where you go, it's made differently.
Exactly.
So it looks like you've got a couple of different stages here. What's the first stage?
The first stage, the only automation that we have in this entire process is our dough divider cutter. So we have our 1 pound 8 ounce loaf that we have here.
Okay.
And what we do is we initially roll it up. And we need to make a nice firm dough ball that we're going to have here. Okay. Okay. And so when it's ready to go, we're just going to let it get a bit of what we call a skin on top, a nice smooth skin.
I can kind of see that happening already.
Yep. And so we're going to let it sit, and we get it to a nice firm stage here.
Okay.
Okay, I tap it on the top so it's not so spongy.
Right.
We want it pretty tough. And then when we're done with it, we're going to roll it into a bit of a log.
Okay.
Okay. So then what we do is we put it off to the side, let it rest for a little bit, and I have a piece here that's already rested.
Already rested.
Time
to wake up now.
Yep, time to wake up. So what we do is we pat it down.
Okay.
And we take our Stollen stick.
So this is especially for Stollen.
Yes.
Stollen stick.
Yes, because the width of it is special to how we make the little insert in for the log of marzipan.
Oh.
So what we do is we put a little valley in there.
Okay.
And we take our log of marzipan.
And that's the marzipan.
Yep, this is the marzipan. These are all hand rolled too. We make it in a pretty large batch, and then all the storefront staff members pitch in and they roll these. They're all 2 ounces, and every single one is weighed.
Wow.
Yep, so what we do is we fold her over. So we're gonna kind of say goodnight to the marzipan log.
Good night, marzipan log.
Good night. So, and then what we do is we do a seal. And we go right into it.
Oh, wow, all right.
Yep. And
almost
then when
like
we're done,
a taco at first.
So here you are. You have the log that is tucked in here. It's sealed well enough, and we're going to put this right on the pan and bake it, or we proof it first in a proof box. We do 62 loaves in a batch. A double batch day is 124 loaves, and we schedule out how many baking days there are, because we have to plan all this around how long we let our rum-soaked raisins soak.
Okay, so you're actually soaking the raisins in the rum concoction yourself. And you have a couple of examples of that. May I try one?
Sure.
All right.
Yes. We try to get at least a couple weeks in its bath. We use rum from the Minhas Distillery in Monroe, Wisconsin. Dark Myers rum, and then we use Green Mountain Flavors out of Elgin, Illinois. and all concocted together, and they sit in their buckets, and we stir them up every now and then, or add fresh to it. And
Okay.
yeah, there we go.
And does this go in the oven just like that then after it's proofed?
Yep, after it's proofed, it raises about 1.5 times its size, and we put it in the oven until it's nice and golden brown. And then what we do is there's unsalted butter, and we dip it and we let it drain a little bit, and then we put it in a bowl with a powdered sugar cornstarch mixture.
Okay.
And we cover it up. And then once we're done with that, then we have a different variety of packaging throughout the year. Depends on how we want to package it for the storefront versus mail order.
Sure, okay, all right. And this is the finished product
That is the finished product, correct.
Yeah. And you also have, I want to show an example of what you have here for packaging. So
correct.
People know this is the holiday Stollen. Is this what people, if you send it in the mail, is this
correct.
what people are going to get?
Yep, they get it in a nice box. The Stollen is packaged in a plastic bag that is heat sealed to seal in the freshness. When you get your Stollen as a gift, or if you just want it for yourself to eat, make sure when you do get it, put it in the freezer right away, and then as you want it or need it, pull it out, cut off a few pieces, put it in an airtight container, and keep it fresh that way.
Okay, so it is freezable and it maintains its freshness
Correct,
that way.
yes.
Okay.
You want to keep it as moist as you possibly can.
And may I try it?
You may.
All right. So you can actually see right here where the marzipan is. That must be the marzipan that we cooked into it.
That is like the prize in the Stollen.
So do I want to eat that first or last?
I know.
Decisions. I think just for time's sake, I'm going to eat that side first. So take a bite of the Stollen.
So we don't sell this right away when we make it. We let it freeze and ferment, sort of per se.
Wow.
You know, mingle those spices and flavors and marzipan inside there.
Yeah.
Before we put it on the shelf for sale. It is available on November 1st of every year, but we try to start making some about the beginning of October as soon as the weather starts to calm down, because we don't want to make this when it's super hot out.
Right, so you have to try to, you want to try to get it to ferment in the freezer then, is that right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, wow, that's cool. Real quick, we just have a few seconds left, but talk to us a little bit about your hours after the holidays and any specials that you might have coming up after the holidays.
We close at the end of the year for first 2.5 weeks of January, so we'll reopen the following Wednesday, like the second week of January every year, and then we'll be open 6 days a week, closed on Mondays, all the way through up to Memorial Day this year.
Okay.
And then as far as our specials go, in January it's our custard-filled Long Johns, so you can stay warm with our custard-filled Long Johns.
Stay warm with Long Johns. That's great. I love it. Angela Neff, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Head on down to New Glarus or go to their website and order your Stollen today. We'll be right back with more Restaurant Show right after the break. Coming up next on the Restaurant Show, healthy alternatives to Thanksgiving Day side dishes with Upland Hills Health. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. With me now is Susan Ports, one of the registered dietitian nutritionists with Upland Hills Health. Susan, welcome back to the Restaurant Show.
Thank you.
Always excited to have you guys on because you have some really fantastic, delicious, and healthy meal options and snack options as well. And obviously we're heading towards Thanksgiving.
Correct.
So I see you've got the cranberries out.
Yep.
So I'm excited to see what you're going to be doing. What's the first thing that we're doing today?
So the first thing that we're going to make today is a cranberry orange relish.
Okay.
And it's actually really simple. It doesn't require any cooking.
Okay,
at all.
so this is cranberries in the raw then?
Yes, it is.
Wow,
Yep.
all right.
So basically,
What are the benefits of having cranberries in general, and also just what are the benefits of having cranberries in the raw versus cooked cranberries, which so many people I think have on Thanksgiving?
right? So cranberries have a lot of antioxidants in them.
Okay.
Which is their primary health benefit. They actually have the most out of all of the fruits and vegetables. And when you have them raw, you get more fiber and you get more out of the antioxidants than after they're cooked. So when you cook them, you kind of lose a little bit of that.
Okay. Okay. Still good for you when it's cooked, but better raw.
Yes.
There's a lot
correct.
of studies now saying that raw food is better.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much with meat, like red meat and
Right.
stuff. But
No, not necessarily
but
that.
fruits and vegetables in the raw are superior to cooked.
Yes, yes, they definitely are.
So are you actually cutting up the orange in chunks, or are you just using the juice from it?
So I'm cutting it up into chunks because the next thing we're going to do is put it in the food processor.
Okay, all right.
So you just use the whole thing. You don't have to
skin
peel
and
it.
everything?
Yep.
Wow.
Everything. So.
Okay, so we're going to turn that guy on.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Okay, let's add these as well.
And is this dish, could this be used with like a traditional Thanksgiving side dish, or as a traditional Thanksgiving side dish in place of, the traditional cranberry sauce, or cranberry stuff that you get out of the can that kind of has a life of its own?
Yes, definitely. I would definitely recommend this over the canned jellied cranberry sauce.
Okay.
That just has quite a bit of sugar in it.
Okay.
Not really a whole heck of a lot of health benefits to that.
All right. So then we just dump in some cranberries.
Yep.
Is this sort of an arbitrary thing? You just kind of take a couple handsful and...
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to try to get them all in here, but
okay.
We'll see how it goes.
Okay. Wow, you're actually going to put that whole thing in there then?
Yeah.
Is that a full bag? Is that 2 bags? How many bags
That
is
is
that?
a full bag.
That's a full bag.
Of the fresh ones that you can...
Great. We just... Nice.
That you can get in the grocery store right now.
Okay. All right, cranberries are all processed, so let's see what's the next step.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and take them out of the food processor. Okay. So remember, it's all mixed in with the orange too.
All right.
So you can kind of just
take a little bit off scrape it off there as much as you can, get all the good stuff.
Yeah, and then you can just pull it off and put it all into the bowl. And basically all we have to add after this is just a little bit of Splenda.
Splenda.
Yes.
All right, why Splenda?
So we chose Splenda because it's sugar-free, so there's no calories associated with it.
Oh, okay.
So it adds that sweet flavor.
Sure.
Because the cranberries are a little bit tart. So
right.
Without this, it might be just a little bit sour, so this will kind of sweeten it up a little bit. And this actually looks like quite a bit, but it's 3/4 of a cup.
Okay.
So,
that all will just kind of dissolve in there then.
Yep, so you just kind of stir it up.
All right.
And you can see it's dissolving.
Notice I have my fork in hand, folks.
You're ready to try it.
Ready to try this.
All
this
right.
looks great. I'm always interested in trying new Thanksgiving type of dishes.
Yes, so give it a try, see what you think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh. The tartness, like, it just makes your jaw hurt.
Yeah.
But it's sweet enough, so it's not, it's really, really good. You can taste the orange in there, and just the freshness is just great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So this could be used in place of the traditional cranberry sauce with your turkey and everything.
Definitely could.
Awesome, awesome.
Definitely.
What are we doing next?
So the next thing we're going to do is just a light salad. So this can be a great vegetable option.
Okay.
Instead of always using like the traditional heavier vegetables that we have at Thanksgiving time.
Right.
So basically, just I already have my greens mixed on the plate here. So just like a spring mix.
Sure.
And then you just take, this is a Honeycrisp apple.
Okay, yeah.
And this will add a little sweetness to it.
Okay.
And just kind of slice it up. You probably won't need a whole one just for an individual.
Right, right. So slicing it up really thin like that, and you want to have the wedge type things, or are we going to cut it into smaller pieces?
I'm just going to leave it into the wedges.
Perfect.
So then you can kind of just add it to the lettuce. And then the next thing we're going to do is just add some craisins, so dried cranberries.
Okay.
I'm
sensing a theme here today.
Yes, we're sticking with the cranberries, trying to promote the holidays.
Right.
And then a little bit of pecans. And then this is just a raspberry vinaigrette dressing.
Okay.
You can make your own at home, or you can buy it in the store.
Really?
But it's kind of just a nice, lighter dressing to add in without having all like the heavy creams and sauces that we're used to in the...
How do you make your own raspberry vinaigrette?
So basically what you would do is you'd probably need your food processor.
Okay.
But all you'd need is just like a balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
And then probably some fresh raspberries.
Okay.
And usually when you do a homemade dressing, you do have to add like a little bit of sweetener. So you could add a little sugar, or you could go with the Splenda route too.
Okay.
And just mix it all up, and
All right.
throw it on top. So give that a try.
I'm going to give this a try. I got to get an apple piece here. I've got to get some of the lettuce. Ooh, I cut my apple in half. I'll try that again. Here we go. That is really good. Nothing wrong with that on Thanksgiving.
No, definitely
I'd
not.
love to have that on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Something a little bit lighter to kind of counteract all the heavy food.
Definitely, yes. Versus all of your heavy casseroles.
Right, right. Well, Susan Ports, thank you so much for coming on and sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Some great ideas right here that you could try at home this Thanksgiving. Don't go away, there's more Restaurant Show coming up after the break. Stick around. Coming up next on the Restaurant Show, chicken and asparagus linguine with Granite City Food and Brewery. Welcome back to the Restaurant Show. With me now is Matt Betchart, which means it's time to talk about great food and great brews with Granite City Food and Brewery. Matt, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you doing?
I am excellent, and I'm even more excellent now that you brought this great spread in today. This is kind of an eclectic mix of ingredients. What are we making today?
Yeah, we've got a lot of different ingredients here. We're going to be making our chicken and asparagus linguine, a great pasta dish we have at Granite City.
Okay.
So I'll just go ahead and get started here. We're going to start off with just a little olive oil in our pan here.
Okay.
And we'll get that warmed up.
Use extra virgin olive oil?
We do. It's a bit of a blend. Again,
Sure.
we can get a little flavor from the extra virgin oil and then also a great cooking high heat temperatures off of the canola.
Sure, yeah.
So.
Okay.
And then we're going to just start out with our prosciutto ham.
Prosciutto ham.
Yeah.
Now, what makes it prosciutto? What makes this type of ham prosciutto?
So that prosciutto ham is a classic Italian cured ham. It's cured with salt, so it is very salty, and it's got a kind of a soft texture. So we're going to get this going in the pan here, and actually we're going to start to caramelize the ham here, and that'll actually add a little bit of texture to the ham. And still keep all that flavor and a little bit more sweetness out of it, so that'll be real nice. And there is tend to be a little bit of fat there in the prosciutto, so we'll render that out as well, and that'll add some more flavors to the pasta dish, as well as giving a little better texture to the ham in the final product.
Is there a special process for caramelizing prosciutto?
Hey, that's a great question. Actually, you know, when we talk about caramelizing, you're going to heat the oil up at a high temperature, add the ingredient, and then it actually tends to bring the sugars into a caramel color, just like you would heat regular sugar on a stove, and you could make caramel just like that. Okay. So the sugar's in a lot of different ingredients. In fact, one of the ingredients we'll be using here are caramelized onions, which I've already caramelized at the restaurant there. But again, it just adds a little bit of sweetness to the flavor of the ingredients.
Okay, so it's just the sugar that's already in it then?
Yes, exactly.
Oh wow,
exactly.
That's interesting to know.
Exactly right. And you know, as you can with many vegetables specifically, onions, in fact, once you cook them and you cook those sugars, they tend to come a lot sweeter because you're cooking those sugars out like that.
Absolutely. So. Yeah, great flavor there. Okay, so we're doing the flip.
Yep, we'll get a little toss on that. Make sure every little piece gets a little action.
Okay. And then you have a sauce here that goes with that. Can you tell us a little bit about what's in the sauce?
Right. So we've got the prosciutto ham caramelizing. I'm actually going to go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients here real quick, and then I'll get to that sauce. Okay. We have our caramelized onions, and then our asparagus, which has been lightly blanched. We're going to add some sun-dried tomatoes here.
Okay.
And we're going to get that all working. And then we're going to add this roasted chicken that we've roasted in-house at Granite City.
Okay.
And that's chicken. We're going to just warm this up, and then we're going to add this great sauce that we have here. Before we add the sauce, we're going to deglaze with a little vegetable stock, which is really nice.
Deglaze, all right.
Yep, and so that's going to pick up all the flavors off the bottom of the pan. And there we go.
It's so fascinating to me that you can do that, but you don't really cook a whole lot at the restaurant.
No, not at the restaurant. In my former days in the business, I did a lot of cooking, so it's kind of like riding a bike.
Yeah, it's kind of like I was going to say, kind of like riding a bike.
Kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
So we'll get that tossed around, and then, as I said, we've got this all heated through, and those are all cooked ingredients, so we're not looking to really do a whole lot of cooking there. We're just kind of heat them through. We're going to add some of our vegetable stock here, and you can kind of hear that, and you can see bubbling, sizzling, pulling up all those nice flavors off the bottom of the pan. And then we're gonna add our butter sauce, which is a white wine butter sauce.
Ooh, butter sauce.
And so
butter and wine.
Yep, very rich. Adds, you know, again, that little bit of creaminess that you want. And just some really good flavors. And that's just reduced wine, salt, pepper, and literally butter to finish it off, and it actually creates a little bit of emulsification.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and add the pasta in. Now we've got all our sauces in. And of course the pasta has been cooked ahead of time as well. And
we just stir that to let it coat the pasta.
And you know, pasta's kind of like a sponge in a lot of ways. So you're gonna just let that go in the pan, and the pasta's gonna start to absorb all those flavors. If you just plated it right now, it would just coat the outside.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let it sit for a little bit and actually absorb the sauces.
Okay, great, great.
So that's great there.
There you go. So tell us a little bit about the beer that you brought.
Yeah, so I brought our Duke, which is our pale ale.
Okay.
And the pale ale is nice hoppy flavor. Gonna mix with the maltiness and the sweetie maltiness, so it's not super hoppy, but does have that nice floral aroma and a little hint of grapefruit. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and pour that beer for you here.
Okay.
And you'll see it's got nice color. And then when you taste it with the chicken asparagus linguine, you'll find how well it goes together. That floral hoppiness. There we go. And that's going to go great with all the ingredients, the salty prosciutto ham.
I'm salivating right now. You can't see it at home, folks, but I am salivating.
So
right
I'm going to
now.
go ahead and actually just plate this right in our bowl here.
All right.
And we're going to just give it a little twist. And right on top, all of those great ingredients there.
Is there something to the twist?
You know, it's just a little half turn of the wrist, and that's about it.
Okay.
Something that we talk about in the business quite a bit, actually.
Really?
It just
The
adds
twist.
some height to the pasta, and then you can get all those ingredients.
Sure. All right.
Garnish it with some great Parmesan cheese here.
Okay.
And also some fresh basil there.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
wonderful.
Cool. And you wanted me to ask you specifically about that.
Well, I have the chicken stocks a little left over.
Okay.
It's just a little extra there. But yeah, we finished it off with that basil and Parmesan cheese.
Perfect.
And it just really adds some nice garnish and some freshness with that
Sure,
basil
sure,
there.
sure. All right, I'm going to make sure I get a piece of asparagus here and a piece of chicken. Here we go.
There you go. Yeah. So you got a lot of different ingredients there, and really comes together. So.
Nice and hot too.
Good thing you got a cold beer to finish it off, right?
That's a good thing. You think of everything, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. So a couple things I just want to touch base on. We've got coming up in November here. We've got an awesome day planned for Thanksgiving. Those who are not interested in cooking and making a big mess at home, they can come on out to Granite City. $24.95. We've got a fantastic family-style dinner for you. Includes turkey with mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry chutney, and then we're going to have an additional choice of salmon or pot roast to go with that. All the sides, a green bean casserole, corn succotash, and also mac and cheese. Finish off with pecan bar and a mini pumpkin pie, and you've got a great dinner there, all for $24.95. No cleanup whatsoever.
There you go. That's worth the $24.99. And just in 10 seconds or less, can you tell us really quickly about your vanilla porter on tap in November?
Hey,
here?
great one. Yep, we're tapping the vanilla porter. It's one of our most popular beers. It's got real vanilla beans that we flavor the beer with, so it's that dark, creamy, rich porter that you'd expect with a nice hint of the sweet vanilla flavor. So it's going to be awesome.
Excellent. Matt Betchart from Granite City Food and Brewery, thank you so much for joining us. Don't go away. There's more Restaurant Show coming up after the break. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the Restaurant Show. I hope that when you're out and about looking for a place to eat or at the local grocery store, you'll consider any one of these fantastic locally owned businesses. That's all the time we have for today on the Restaurant Show. This is Justin Riley reminding you that life is too short to eat average.